With the advent of new laws aimed at drastically reducing wolf populations, at least 20 wolves from Yellowstone National Park have been killed. As MTN's John Shear reports, it is businesses around the park complaining that an important economic asset is being squandered.
It's an extraordinary experience.
Wolf watching in Yellowstone is more than just a bucket list adventure for some or a hobby for others.
The presence of wolves in the park has brought a year-round industry that has grown exponentially.
It's a growing ecotourism economy that's bringing millions of dollars into local communities and jobs.
This is a good job for me, though. I've never been busier.
But Michelle Houlihan has to work a bit harder now to keep her clients happy. Local wolf watching companies tell us wolves in the northern part of the park are harder to find.
This doesn't look good for our business. We definitely depend on a small number of packs that are dwindling. And we just fear that if it continues to go on, we just won't have enough wolves to show people.
It is not what people want to see.
Bonnie Rice with the Sierra Club says it's time for the federal government to relist wolves in Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming as an endangered species that cannot be hunted.
We need immediate action, I would say, in terms of reinstatement of protections, because of the severe threat that these new laws pose.
So far, local business people are not going that far. A group of 30 owners is siding with Park Superintendent Cam Sholey and asking Governor Greg Gianforte to halt wolf hunting only in 2 zones that border the park. But that could change.
Going forward, if we just don't get any traction with the state on our issue, then we'll be pursuing that same strategy of let's try to get them protected at the federal level.
Lawmakers in Montana passed the new wolf hunting rules, saying there is an urgent need to protect livestock and elk populations.
Our governor is failing to recognize another very valuable industry in the state of Montana and the other 2 states around Yellowstone, and that is a non-consumptive, sustainable ecotourism industry.
McCain says there's very little ranching in the wildlife zones bordering the park where wolves are being killed. And Park Superintendent Sholey says elk populations are already at the levels set by state game managers. The FWP's Ken McDonald counters by saying recent years have not shown a significant decline in wolf populations in spite of wolf hunting. But different rules applied then, and he admits hunting close to the park may take a toll.
For sure, that level of harvest in that area will probably have an impact in that smaller area.
But he argues that Yellowstone wolves should be seen as part of a larger region-wide and even statewide population and not just a park population. No hunting guides or hunting industry groups would talk to us, but in the past, they too have argued that the nearly 1,200 wolves estimated to live in the state is too many and threatens the industry. McCain disagrees.
That industry is still thriving. In fact, the number of hunters and hunter success is at an all-time high throughout the state of Montana right now.
McCain maintains there's room for both hunting and wolf watchers, so long as fewer wolves are killed each year.
If we close our eyes and think of the Rocky Mountain West or the Old West, that landscape that we see, that place that we see, that has a herd of bison grazing out in a valley bottom. Somewhere in the woods there's a grizzly bear lurking, and there are most certainly wolves running the river bottom or a high ridge. There are wolves howling in the forest at night. That is a place that is deep in our psyche, deep in our culture. And this area right here in and around Yellowstone is the only place in America where we still have that.
John Shearer, MTN News.
John also tells us hunting is not the only way wolves may be killed in Montana this season. Trapping began just a few weeks ago and could lead to another round of wolves being taken before the season closes on March 15th.